called Life After Sports Podcast. The mission, what we do here is try to educate, share perspectives, and as well discuss the business aspects of the sports industry with current and former professional athletes. So with this platform, we just want to hear your experience playing Major League Baseball for 18 years. And now with the transition that where you are now in media, as a sports analyst for the MLB Network. So we'll start with some questions that I have, and I'm going from pre-career, in-career, post-career, so that you could be able to give the people a little bit of, Cliff Floyd from in-career, post-career to where you are now. So let's start with, where did you grow up? You could talk a little bit about your childhood.
Yeah, man. Grew up a little bit outside of Chicago, about 25 minutes outside in the burbs. Started working when I was young. Started playing baseball when I was young. I was always a big boy, but baseball, I love baseball, but basketball is my love. Growing up in Chicago, that we hoopers, right? Nobody plays baseball. When I told my boys I was playing baseball, they thought it was foreign. I was like, nah, man, you can, it's dope. Like, yeah, y'all got to follow me. Like, just trust me. They was like, yeah, all right. When you done with that, just come back over to the other side and the hoop side, and you'll be fine. But I used to caddy, man. That's how I learned about golf and understanding golf. I caddied since I was 12 years old, man. Used to get on the bus. My mom trusted I could get on the city bus, man, and get to it was not predominantly, it was all white country club. It was a Jewish country club, and I learned about etiquette. I learned about how to dress. I learned about all these things that was going to allow me to sort of grow up pretty much overnight. Yeah. And I did that for about 5-6 years, man. Made about $100 a day.
Wow.
Cash money. I went out 3-4 times a day. I learned how to tuck my shirt. I learned how to put on deodorant at 12, 13.
Being a
caddy. And it taught me so much about values and understanding what I needed to do every single day, that I actually started to really enjoy learning how to take care of responsibilities, and learn how to, and learn what accountability, even though I might not know how to spell it, but I knew what it meant because I knew how hard it was for me to pretty much give up my summers and hang with my homeboys and kicking it. And, I had to fit in everything. So I had to fit in work and, sports.
Yeah.
And also, the summer was, off from school, but when school started, it was cold in Chicago. So that's when I really got my grind work in as far as hooping and figuring out, because baseball came on late.
Yeah.
But that was my childhood, man. I hooped and then played baseball in the summer with the boys. Yeah. And it was sort of just to keep us off the streets, really.
Yeah.
I don't think I thought at the time I was going to be in the league. You know what I'm saying? But
wow.
It was still important for me to learn those values, at a young age, because it helped me so much when I got, to where I ended up.
Gotcha. So, and your lifestyle is a little bit different than mine. Of course, I didn't play professionally, but I played Little League Baseball for the first couple years. Like maybe I played Little League Baseball. I didn't touch really. I played basketball, but baseball was my first sport, and I didn't play basketball till I got to middle school, and then just switched. So, with that being said, when did you start playing baseball?
I started young too. Like young. Young is 12.
Okay.
But I think the biggest thing when I started baseball was our coach coached our basketball team too.
All right.
And so he was like, look, I know y'all knuckleheads ain't gonna do nothing right. Like, y'all ain't do nothing right. Right? Y'all gonna be all in the streets trying to cause endevilment. Y'all gonna come over and play some baseball.
Yeah.
And may he rest in peace, Moses Harris. Mr. Harris was incredible at just being able to make sure he get in our head. If y'all mess up, y'all know y'all ain't no shot of being, because we grew up with, Michael Jordan playing in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right. So so these are, when you're seeing all these hoopers, you're seeing all this stuff that's happening. It's amazing for the Bulls and amazing. We had 2 baseball teams. And he goes, if y'all think that y'all gonna be able to get away with calling devilment in the communities and still be able to get on TV and shine, y'all got another thing coming.
Another thing
He
coming.
used to tell us that all the time. He goes, so go ahead and mess up. Guarantee you there's gonna be a wrap. Y'all ain't getting a second chance. And it made us think. And because we all thought, I don't care if he was the last dude on the team, you thought, I'm gonna get a shot. I'm gonna get a shot at the title. But if I mess it up, I ain't getting a shot at nothing. I'm on the streets. And we knew the streets.
Yeah.
We knew the streets like a backhand, whether it's been in-house with our uncles or seeing things, or our house on the streets, just watching, all the drugs and stuff that was going on. We saw it firsthand. So we knew exactly what roads, to take and not to take.
Yeah. Well, it was good that you had, and I look at him as a mentor, that you had that coach that was like, hey, y'all, we playing basketball, but now we playing baseball. Y'all need to come in and play just to keep y'all off the streets and make sure that you guys are interested in doing something else, Yeah,
it was dope. And I think the biggest thing with that was, we hated losing, man. And it was a passion of ours. I don't care if we wasn't, we might not have been the most fundamentally sound team, but we hated losing. And I try to tell these kids today, man, if you're going to play something, man, play it with passion, play it with heart, play with a sense of urgency that that they know you don't play a game to take an L. I tell my son all the time, he goes, well, it's just a game. I go, I get it. But can you just think about me for a second? Like, I gave up my whole Saturday. Granted, I would have done it anyway because you my dog, you're my homeboy. I love you to death.
You're my son.
But I want you to appreciate that I gave up my whole Saturday for this, right? So I got up at 8. I got over to the game. The game's at 9. We got another game. I'm like, dang, bro, I need you to appreciate that. By the time I get home, I'm starving at 7 o'clock at night. I need you to appreciate that it's more than a game.
Yeah.
That you go out there and you play your heart out. Because my dad used to always tell me this, and I used to lie to him for a long time. Because he used to always say after the game, he goes, "Did you give it your all?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I gave it my all." No, good and hell well, I ain't give it my all. But it caught up to me because as I got higher and higher, the talent caught up with me.
Yeah.
So I was the best player for a long time.
Wow.
But then when it got to the point where now the talent is right here with me, and he goes, "Did you give your all?" I go, "Nah." And I finally started to realize that if I didn't, and I knew exactly what he wanted from me every day, that he gave up, he would get off work his butt off for me.
And make sacrifices.
And all these sacrifices, the least I could do was play my tail off for my pops.
Yeah.
The least I could do. Right? And when he asked that question, I was giving him a dope answer. Yeah, 100% I gave him all, whether it was good or bad. He didn't care if it was good or bad. Because he could live with me. He could live with me failing. He didn't care about that. But if
he
I
just
gave
wanted to
my
know
all,
if you gave your all. Yeah.
It was dope.
So, and your dad was very influential in your life.
Game changer, man. Game changer. And you never know if that father figure is gonna be there in a lot of in a lot of our lives, and that still is not an out for us to take an L in life. It still is not an out for us to just say, you know what, man, I had nobody pushing me. You push yourself, man. You figure out a way to mentally challenge yourself to work your butt off, and you're gonna take L's. That's the one thing I realized over the course of this of my whole my whole life journey. Yeah, is even when I couldn't dunk, even when I when I thought I was going the fourth pick of the draft, I went 14th. All these things I go back and think about. You always have to understand that there's trials and tribulations in life. Yeah. And you're going to deal with them. And it's how you deal with them is sort of mold you to who you're gonna be. And
yeah.
I think that's that gets lost in my opinion sometimes because and I'm one of them. I want it now.
Yeah.
Right. I want it now. I want everything. Right. I want the best contract. I want to hit 50 homers a year. But what if it don't happen?
Yeah.
Do you sulk? Do you give up? Do you just cave in? Right? I mean, this right here, the mental challenge of everything we do is destroying the physical side of it.
Yeah.
I don't care how dope you are, if you don't mentally dive into it,
yeah,
it ain't sustainable. I'm telling you, Kev, it is not sustainable. I don't care what you do. If this thing right here can't take adversity, can't take the pressure, can't take some of the things that go along with being successful, not gonna work.
Man, I was telling somebody this, and I don't know if it was one of my students while I was teaching at a college, that a lot of times as people, we want the end result. Not to get off topic, we want the end result, but nobody wants to go through the journey, like go through the process. And sometimes that process is losing. That process is facing your inside the most darkest moment in your life. Most people don't want to go through that. I mean, I'm watching, and I love the process. I was watching, I know you probably watching it too, the MJ, The Last Dance.
Yeah, man.
And it just shows the different years, the different time when he went through his darkest moments and losing his dad, trying to figure it out, taking a break from the game, hearing the media tell you all this type of stuff about you, then trying to come back, you know what I'm saying? Then, oh, did he lose it? Oh, he's not in the shape. It's a process, and everybody, I think, especially kids now growing up now, they're looking for instant success with the, we got, with media, with the social media, everything is more instant. Then, hey, I'm not there yet. I don't have those things, but I'm developing into that person or that character, and taking L's come along the way. And I don't say L is losses. I think those are learning opportunities so that you know how to move forward in life. So I think, sometimes I think we as human beings, because we're human, some people just don't like going through the process.
No, you're absolutely right. Majority don't. But I will say this about The Last Dance, and being from Chicago, I get to watch it in peace because I obviously we live it through. We was like, God, no, man. Detroit, I want to go on the court and right? But ain't it ironic how that's coming on at the most challenging times of most of our lives?
Right now.
You know what I mean? Like right now, you get a chance to sit in front of the tube with no responsibilities other than waking up tomorrow and, working out and, sort of trying to fill your day up with stuff, right?
With stuff.
But the best of all time, the GOAT, is you're getting an earful of what this man had to go through.
Yeah. And
I think it's so amazing to sort of listen to him because it might come off as arrogant.
To some.
But to me, I never would want those shoes. Never ever would I want those shoes, Mike Walkman. But I'm going to tell you something about those shoes, though. My man said it best. He goes, whatever you say, it don't matter to me because you ain't won nothing. His goal, everything that he was about, it spoke dubs. It spoke wins.
To win.
It spoke, if you don't put your best foot forward, you go home.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you not only on the court when we have game night, but I'm going to show you in practice.
In practice, every day.
Every day, I'm going to show you exactly what needs to be done. And this is why when I look at Kobe, and may they all rest in peace.
Peace.
Kobe said something, then it only resonated when I watched The Last Dance. Because now I know for a fact that Kobe watched everything that Mike did.
Everything.
So he's saying the only way for him to win was to put all his dudes in the right situation to be successful. Not just telling them that they could be successful, but making sure that he went to lunch with him, he went to dinner with him, he woke up and worked out with him, he went to breakfast with him, he talked to him at practice, meaning that he put in the time.
Yeah.
To say, look, you might not be good at this right here, but you dope at that. Right? Like your best shot is not the 15-footer. You need to be you need to be down in there dirty. Horace Grant, you better than that. Now I heard Shannon Sharp. He was like, look, me and Mike would have had to fight every day because you don't disrespect me. I wish he hadn't said that because he's I love Shannon Sharp. I think he's amazing. I think he's so dope. He's real. He's authentic. All these things. But at the end of the day, he wasn't going to get the best out of Horace Grant unless he told Horace Grant about himself.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's that case closed. So I'm saying you can't judge a dude when you ain't in that facility, when you ain't in that world every day. Like I done played on teams where I knew we was gonna win, and I played on teams where I definitely knew we was gonna take L's. I just knew it. Because there are going to be dudes that show up for the payday. Care less about you. No personality, selfish, self-centered. They just show up. Look, no, I don't want you in my foxhole. Get out. I don't want you there. But there's also going to be dudes that you play with that you'll go through a wall for.
Yeah.
And so that's what you bottle up. That's how I look at success and how I bottle it up and make sure that when I show up at 7 o'clock, you know you got a dog with you.
Yeah.
You know you got a dog with you that's gonna fight to the last out, to the last pitch, to everything. Because we ain't promised nothing.
No.
And that's so important to me, man.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to these kids, I talk with passion because you get 10 minutes and then you lose them. They gone.
Yeah. Shoot, 10 minutes, that's long. You might lose
that
them.
Is long. 5. Yeah, you ain't lying. I ain't thinking. You're right. About 5. About 5, the eyes start doing this.
Hey, looking the other way, man.
I'm like, man, ain't no damn bird up there. Get your eyes back over here on me.
Man,
but no,
looking the other way. But man, we're talking about the business of sports. Just watching that documentary, and you got drafted straight out of high school.
Yeah.
Then the next thing was, now I'm in the league. It's an adjustment. It's different. And I guess my question to you is, what was did you, in your first year, what did you learn about the business of Major League Baseball?
Well, first and foremost, I had to grow up and turn into a man overnight. That one easy. I think the one thing you learn about the business is cutthroat. I'm going to try to explain that the best I know how. Cutthroat meaning that nothing waits for you. Like nothing. Like nothing in life. I don't care. It ain't baseball. It's 9 to 5s. If you ain't doing your job, they're going to replace you.
Easily.
Same in sports. So when you show up, and I was a #1 prospect and all these things and, the whole shebang, right? Now, I know I'm going to get a shot because, hell, I'm the #1 prospect. You don't get #1 prospect, get a shot.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. That's what you learn. It's like, look, throw it in the trash that you're a #1 prospect. Throw it in the trash. Why? Because everybody is either on your level or better than you. Now, that's why. So either you can sip the Kool-Aid and whatever you want, but the facts are the facts.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to come in, and if you ever get complacent,
that's
not
it.
a good look. It's a wrap. And I won't say a wrap forever until you wake up. But complacency sets in sometimes because you've had an easy road until you hit that fork in the road.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, what do I do? You get you rattle, you frazzle, all these things hit you. And it's like, if you don't pump the brakes and take a step back and look at the big picture, it could collapse on you fast. Because again, it's hard to play catch up when you taking 4 steps back. It's just it's very hard. The game is moving super fast. It don't slow down, and that's the one thing I learned so much, Kev, is the importance of being able to take a day. And I think this is I hope this statement resonates with people, that you're able to take a day that you prepare for, that you went out there, did everything right. You worked hard before, you prepared the best you can, you ate a great meal, you did everything right, you got good sleep, and you failed miserably. That's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. You have to be able to take that day and trash it. Throw it away completely and go, tomorrow's a better one.
Yeah.
And if tomorrow might not be. But in your mind, that's the only way to move on from failures, is to be able to say, I did everything I could. Tomorrow, you can't even throw hope in it. Tomorrow's going to be a better day.
Tomorrow's going to be, you got to speak it into existence.
Yeah, man. That was real for me.
Yeah. And I know you also mentioned about paying attention to detail, and how important that is in regards to what you've learned in the league. You know, do you think paying attention to detail separates people who are going to lose their job pretty soon to people being in the league as long as you stayed in the league?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because paying attention to detail is observing everything so you can handle adversity. You can handle situations that you don't ever expect to happen. And when you pay attention, people going to always sort of be in your corner, and meaning that they know you're not always a talker, right? That you're a doer, right? You're going to show up. You're going to work hard. You're going to shut up. You're going to go about your business the right way, and you're going to make sure that when you show up, you know exactly what you need to do. I always tell my son, you have to listen first.
Yeah.
Because the problem we have in society is everybody's ready to talk. Nobody's want to listen. Everybody has a solution to the problem. Everybody has the conspiracy theories and this and that. But let's listen first. Not saying that you're intelligent. I will never sit here and tell you that I know everything. I'm going strictly from the heart and what I've encountered and all my knowledge I've gained throughout my whole journey right up until this point. But I do know this though. So you gotta listen. Yeah. And that's 90% of pay attention to detail. Yeah. The other part is I love listening to intelligence. I love listening to people who just speak from the heart. And then people say this might be a bad question. I learned a long time ago, ain't no bad questions, man.
Yeah.
Just say it. I don't care if you say it wrong, spell it wrong. Like it don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're here for. If you have a good heart, you're gonna help everybody. You're gonna correct people. You're gonna tell them. Look, I say some things wrong or I spell some stuff wrong. Do you think I really care? It don't bother me, bro. I'll tell you what though. If you snap and say something crazy, I'm gonna snap back. That's just my mentality. Like I wish I could control it. I can't.
Look, I know. I learned these two things in regards to listening. A lot of people listen to talk, and some people listen to understand. You'll go further in life if you listen to understand. But if you're listening to talk, that means the person's talking to you, and you already have a rebuttal before they even say period or before they're done with their statement.
Absolutely.
So, with that being said, going into the next question, and you can point it to yourself. When you're a professional athlete, in regards to advisors, do you believe that it's important to have successful advisors while you're in the league? And when I say advisors, I'm talking about your financial, the person who's taking care of your finances, your business manager, marketing consultant, your agent. I was watching, and I'm gonna let you answer the question, but I was watching Jalen Rose, and it was an old YouTube from maybe 5 years ago. Someone sent it to me, and just talking about the entourage. You have your family that you want to take care of. Then you have, this is your this is your professional circle, which is the financial business manager, marketing consultant, agent, and then you have the professional, then you have your personal circle, which is like your wingman and family and everything else. How important, back to the question, how important as, understanding your advisors and understanding what they do, how does that breed success to you while you're playing in the league?
Well, it changed your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it makes, if you're not willing to understand or learn financial literacy, there's going to be repercussions to that. Again, I'm raising my hand. So my vulnerability today is for everybody to understand that while we love our athletes and we love our, our rappers and actors and actresses and all this, everybody make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know why you make mistakes? Because you don't put in the time. And even if you do put in the time, people are going to still try to take advantage of you. You might have less. I'm going to tell you that. You're going to have less people taking advantage of you. You put in the time and understand that you work hard for your money. Why is somebody stealing it?
Yeah.
Because you're not paying attention. Again, paying attention to detail. So I'm going to go back to my financial guys. I didn't pay attention to detail. You know what they said to me, Kev? Hey, you go play. Let me take care of your bread. That sounds perfect to me. I'm going to go ball. I'm going to bring this bread home. I'm going to be able to go get my Bentley when I want it. I'm going to go get my mom a crib. I'm going to make sure I got me a dope crib. I'm going to get my, I love jewelry. Yeah.
And you expect them to do the right thing.
You have to trust somebody.
Yeah.
You can't just take all this money and put it in the bag and put it on your bed. Maybe you can. But if you pay attention to what they're doing with your money, you're gonna have less losses.
Yeah.
And so I go back to a situation we had on the bus. We was a young squad. We had just won the World Series, and then poof, everybody's going from the World Series team down here. I'm in South Florida, played for the Marlins, won a World Series in '97. It's a short story. I'm gonna make it quick. I mean, it's a long story, but I'm gonna make it quick. But we're on a bus ride, and it was a bunch of youngsters: Derek Lee, Ryan Dempster, Kevin Millar. All these dudes is getting an opportunity to play because we just had a fire sale and got rid of the whole Marlins team. Derek Lee we just land somewhere. Derek Lee goes, "Hey fellas, real question." Gets on the mic. He goes, "Would anybody on this bus know if your dude, your financial guy, was stealing $5 a day?" And we was like, "Man, $5." He said, "What about $20? What about $50? What about $100? And so we sitting there like
$100 a day.
Yeah. And you start thinking like, every time you see Bank of America withdraw, you thinking maybe I must have spent the $100. Maybe I must have spent the $200. But what if he was doing that? Would you know?
No.
The question was, would you know? And none of us could say 100% we would know. And that's real. That's not like dumb athletes.
No.
Because I'm gonna tell you why it's hard to say dumb athletes. Because we ain't never had this type of money in our lives. Like it's Kev, it's money that's different than where you have a certain stash. It's right here. You see it. You saved it, and here it is. What it is. You're talking about. We weren't making a grip, but we was making $70,000, $80,000 every 2 weeks. And then it jumps up to when I get my deal there, I'm making, $110,000, $20,000 every 2 weeks. So now you're really starting to get the wheels turning a little bit like, oh, snap. Like, and sure enough, when you pay attention, stuff starts to show up. Like, boom, I don't remember buying these. I don't remember buying this.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, that wasn't me. Show me the receipts. You don't, and then you get this on the rebuttal side. You don't remember that? You don't remember you signed off on that? I'm like,
Wow.
nah, I don't. So all again, it goes back to, this is gonna go full circle the whole time until we get off here. You pay attention to detail, you see who's screwing you, who not.
Yeah.
And if you ask majority of people who've been screwed, they will say, not in a million years would they think this guy would take advantage of it. And that goes for everybody who's on our live, who's watching us, and in our real world. Not in a million years, because
Yeah.
nobody's going to come to you and go
Hey,
and be a right and be a bad guy
hey, I'm gonna
and
steal
get
your
your
money.
yeah. They're gonna make sure they clean and look clean and tell you that you're great and all those things,
Yeah.
so they can get you on that side to being vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, going towards the next question, which is talk about your brand. You are the CEO of your brand. How would you facilitate these advisors on your team? Like, how involved would you be? I think
No, go ahead, finish.
I was gonna say, I think sometimes some guys are okay doing like, hey, I'm good. I'm going to be involved as much as I want to. Which is sometimes very limited. And I know some guys like to be very much involved in what their business is, because you are the CEO of your brand.
Don't ever allow them to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's your money.
Yeah.
They work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Without you, there's no them.
It's no them.
Remember that always. I don't care what type of cheese you're making. If you're having somebody look over your finances, do not allow anybody to make you ever feel comfortable asking any question about your money. You know why? Because it's very uncomfortable for us to ask questions about our money.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking, well, if I challenge him, then he gonna be like, well, what? Go find somebody else? Okay.
Okay.
If that's what it needs to be. But my point is, obviously, something has told me to ask you a question. And when I say that, I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, something in my heart says, ask him a question about your money.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of dudes out there making way more money than I ever have. And you know what? They'll be able to get by because they made a ton of it.
Yeah.
But does that give you a right to steal my money still?
No.
Does that give you a right to just say, you know what? He be all right. He said okay to this, but he just don't remember. Yeah, you said to me when I was like super drunk on New Year's Eve and we was all together because I trusted you and you so dope and I want you around my family that you take advantage of me on one of the best days of the year. And you say to me, you know what? Hey, we're gonna open up these brand new gyms and look, your profit gonna be here, ours gonna be here, but we all in this together. We in cahoots. We this is awesome. Man, get
When they
out of
probably
here.
took majority of your money anyway to throw it out there.
They always do.
Yeah. I was watching, and it's the podcast is on right now. It's called I'm an Athlete Podcast with Channing Crowder, B. Marshall, Fred Taylor, and
Super dope.
Yep,
Super
and
dope.
Reggie Wayne. And so B. Marshall was talking, Brandon Marshall was talking. He said, man, when I was playing for the Dolphins, I think he got the contract 4 years, $47 million. He said, man, I just took that money and I just put it in the bank. I ain't even want to touch it because I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I didn't want my my people that were in charge of my portfolio. I didn't want them telling me anything about investments, anything like that. I put it in the bank until I educated myself on how I wanted to use it. And I was like, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, in regards to he, instead of making an uninformed decision, he wanted to make an informed decision until he was adequately enough to understand how his money can be able to work for him. And I applaud him for that.
B. Marshall's dope.
Yeah.
He's going through a lot. We didn't mention trials and tribulations. He's been some trials and tribulations.
Oh yeah.
Like my man got stabbed by mama. Like he went through a lot, right?
Went through a lot. Like we all do.
Again, there's always a time to say time out.
Yeah.
Let me regroup, get myself right, get my thoughts together, and look at the big picture.
Yeah.
Big picture is, how am I going to make sure that I minimize the mistakes? Because there'll still be mistakes. You just have to minimize them to the point where the big dubs I make outweigh the little minimum mistakes I make. And there are going to be times where, you're going to feel vulnerable. There are going to be times where, you're sitting here and you have to be like where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Like having to talk about all these things and rehash all these things that's happened in my journey, but it's okay because it's going to better you down the road.
Bro,
it's going to allow you to do it. Yeah, it's going to allow B. Marshall to say that and speak into existence that, you know what, I'm not sure what to do with this money, but I damn sure ain't gonna lose it.
Yeah.
I'm damn sure I ain't gonna just give it to the wrong person and be like, okay, you take this. While I made the mistake in the past, but you take this again, this 40 plus million, and do what you want to do with it. Just make sure at the end, I can still go do what I want to do. No, bro, it don't work this way. So I applaud B. Marshall for being able to do that because most people can't. They just, it's unfortunately not DNA. And I say ours because I've been down that road of just saying, he was bad, but this guy got to be good. No, nah. That's what I'm saying. No. If you don't do your due diligence, you're setting yourself up for failure consistently through your whole career and whatever you're doing.
Look, I wrote this down while just talking to you. Minimize mistakes, maximize opportunities. Minimize mistakes, maximize opportunities. Yeah. So as I go to the next question, man, because your answer them is on point. It's on point. What advice would you give to a professional athlete who is in regard to their business approach to their brand?
So I wish, so people always go, if you could change one thing in your career, what would it be? And they always think it was injuries. Like, you know what, I had so many injuries, if I could just go. And yeah, I used to speak that. Like, yeah, I got hurt a lot. It ain't that, Kev. If I could go back and make sure that I took care of all the things here to allow me to be stress-free now, I would change them all back then.
Yeah.
I would take care of my mind to slow down and not be so money motivated. Wow. Everybody goes, so what you mean? Like, money rules the world. Yeah. Try it. Try just shooting for money every single day that you wake up, and try shooting for the bread every time. It ain't happiness. Right? So I think if I could go back, it would be to change my mindset.
Yeah.
To build my brand, to think about residual, to understand what residual means. So everybody is gonna say, well, how, what's residual? Maybe you put up $10,000, $500, $100, whatever you put up, you put it to the side. That's a residual for later on in life.
Yeah. For
the unknown, for the uncertainty, for times like this.
Yeah.
So now you're starting to understand responsibility. Like, if this can happen right now, how dare we ever say this is the worst can never happen? Is this it? I will never say this is the worst can happen, because I would never thought in a million years I'd be stuck in my house 22 hours a day. Never in a million years. Stuck here, can't move, risk your life. Now you ain't risking just getting sick. You're risking your whole entire life.
Yeah.
And we've seen so much. So, I mean, the devastation has been off the charts, incredibly. It's unimaginable. But I think that to get back on track is to understand what building your brand is about, and then also understanding what residual, because they go hand in hand. Building your brand is for yourself. Think about, okay, this is the last thing I'll say before we move on to the next. Michael Jordan has never been on the basketball game. He's built his brand. So while everybody else is on the mic, is like, y'all do you on NBA 2K. Y'all do you on all that stuff. I'm going to build Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm going to build Jordan brand. You have the top. You don't have to always be the top. LeBron, dope. Kobe's and KD's and, yeah. And James Harden. But you can still build your brand without being the, at the forefront, without being the face. You don't have to be the face. I have a billionaire buddy that lives in Miami. Billionaire. Shop.com, J.R. Reininger. Like, can I tell you, Kev, he does the same thing but better than Amazon? People go, man, you crazy. Look him up. Look him up. He ain't the face. Amazon's the face.
Yeah.
But MarketAmericaShop.com is off the charts. He's a billionaire. You know why? Because he's like, I'm cool with it. I built my brand for me.
For me, yeah.
I'm a billionaire for my liking.
Yeah.
And you do that, you good. Like, it's so people have so many great ideas, but scared to take an L. You got to keep fighting. You got to find,
and you got to be a risk taker.
Yeah,
and
man.
If you're not a risk taker, you don't want that type of life. Now my last couple of questions, because I think we got like 12 minutes. All right, we're gonna go straight into post career. All right, talking about when did you realize the transition process for you regarding life after sports? And I know we talked about the contract season, the contract decision that you had to make, and talk about that a little bit.
Well, it's my last year.
Mm-hmm.
In 2009, I get a call from the late Kevin Towers from the Padres and Brian Cashman from the Yankees. And it was simple. The Padres offered me a guaranteed deal for $800,000. The Yankees, Brian Cashman was like, look, I can't guarantee you a spot, but what I can tell you is you're going to make the team.
Yeah.
I'm saying to myself, 18 years, ego. You don't just get to tell me I ain't gonna make the squad, right? Like, I mean, give me a guaranteed contract. If you say I'm making the team, just give me the deal. He goes, no, I can't do that. Well, I'm not coming to camp as a non-guaranteed player. I take the deal in San Diego. Now, you got to understand this for everybody out there. Playing in the American League will benefit me with the Yankees because I get a chance to be a designated hitter, DH. Playing in the National League, if I don't win a spot playing every day on the field, then I ain't playing. I'm going to have to pinch hit, which I ain't good at. I didn't weigh that option when I took the deal. Terrible decision I made. Because now I make the team because I'm making the $800,000 in San Diego, but I ain't got no chance to play. So I'm basically taking the shirt off my back and going, here, y'all can take it. As opposed to giving you my shirt going, it's been a great 18 years. This is the way I want to go out. So you always have to remember that you have to weigh the pros and the cons.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that. Because my ego got in the way, I took the deal in San Diego because it was guaranteed.
Yeah.
The non-guarantee was going to be dope for me anyway. I just felt like, man, how you going to offer me a non-guaranteed contract? So I didn't take that deal. Yeah. But I will tell you this, looking back on it, I would say 100% I take the non-guaranteed deal because I know for a fact it extends my career based on me. Not my play, not based on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I go do what I need to do in New York. I play in New York already. I know what the heck what I'm dealing with.
You know what
I ain't tripping. But to take that other deal was to show you how I was about me. It was about my ego. Like you ain't gonna tell me that I'm not going, right? Like I gotta take this non-guaranteed deal to make a squad. Like I done put in 17 and a half years.
Yeah.
Don't throw all that junk to a side always. Take your ego, trash it. Take all the other extras, trash it. Just be real.
Yeah.
Just understand that you got to go through the pros and cons of everything so you can make an executive decision that's going to benefit you.
Yeah. Okay. Now, because I know we got a little bit of time, we're trying to get it. We got 2 more questions and I'm good.
All right, I'll be quick.
How did you make the transition into broadcasting? I know you talked about the failed attempts, and then you were determined and you learned the craft to where you are now doing your thing.
Man, you know what, Kev? I would say this, man. You gotta be authentic. You gotta be yourself. The more fake you are, the more people see right through you.
Yeah.
The more authentic you are, the more people either say, I mess with you. I was gonna say another word, but we can't say that because it's child oriented. I mess with you or I don't mess with you. I don't like how you talk. I don't like what you're talking about. I don't like none of the crap that you featuring or that you talking about or what role you going down. I don't want to listen to you. Boom, click off.
Yeah.
But if you do, you're going to see the real me. You're going to be like, yo, he talk from the heart. That's what he about. That's what I'm about. I need to see him again. I want to hear him again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got on TV did the second time. And when I got on there the second time, I left my earrings in. Right? I suited up how I wanted to suit it up.
3-piece suit?
Right? 3-piece suited with the vest, with everything, right? I did everything I wanted to do. And I felt good.
Yeah.
Because the minute that you go left and you're not authentic, you ain't gonna feel good.
You ain't gonna feel good. And people know that energy too. They know it.
They feel it, man. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna be TV guy.
Yeah.
Man, nobody wanna hear TV guy. You know why I love Don Lemon?
Why?
He keeps it 124/7.
All the time.
And so I watch him and I critique him and I listen and I'm like, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. And Don, and he didn't earn the right to say that. But how he went down this road, I wish he would ask this question. So certain dudes I pick and choose who I want to like follow.
Yeah.
And then I sort of try to take on that personality. You know what I mean? And when you think about it, who wants to hear something fake? Like, you're wasting my time.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get on TV and I do my homework.
You study your craft.
I study and I make sure when I talk, I don't care if you don't like it. This is coming from me. You ain't gotta like it, right? I don't care if you like it, but it's coming from how I talk, where I'm from, what I done studied, what I know, and I'm trying to give you the knowledge of what I have, and that's it. And then I don't try to do more, I don't try to do less. I'm not better than nobody. I want respect, just like everybody else want respect, and we keep it moving.
That's what's up. I love the part about learning and studying your craft. If you want to be the best in what you do, study the craft. My last question to you is, as we about to get off this show, we got 6 minutes. What would you recommend to other former professional athletes or even current athletes, professional athletes, do in order to find their true purpose in life? In regards to finding their purpose, and I know that's a big question, but
it's simple though. Sometimes if you listen well, you can pretty much keep it as simple as possible by saying that keep it in house, keeping it real with yourself. Like for me, it's challenging myself. It's challenging myself to be better, challenging myself to be able to not be a public speaker, but be able to help somebody going through, that period of time where there's uncertainty, where they're feeling like, I haven't been authentic, but it's their time to call time out and regroup and get myself back out there in the real, in the real world and make some of myself, because I've always said my career is over, but the knowledge that I have is still here.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna keep my name alive based on that, right? Like I'm not gonna allow myself to go down this road of just sitting on the couch and chilling. I got too much knowledge for that.
Way too
I
much.
got way too much for me to feel like, you know what, it's a wrap, it's over. I did my due. Now look, baseball is secondary now.
Yeah.
Trust me, like I played it, it's over. I don't sit there and go, won the World Series. I am proud of my Emmys though, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna
Ooh,
yeah,
see them trophies.
don't get it twisted. Like
Hey, how
when we
many of
got
those you got? I
we
see
got three
three.
up there. Yeah, it's three. Now now look, I'm proud of those. But when you think about like all all the opportunities out there, you mentioned opportunities earlier. I thought about it. Opportunities you don't get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you might get one.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you got to grasp and hold on to because if you always have to be prepared for when it comes. These are not opportunities where you go, well, I wasn't ready. I get another shot. No, like I had my shot at being on TV the first time.
Yeah.
If they didn't call me back, that was gone. They in their mind, I promise you, Kev, they're in their minds at MLB Network. In my mind, this is not nobody else's. This is me thinking. They said, "Man, I don't know what the hell he did the night before. That wasn't him. Let's bring that cat back in and get one more shot at this thing." I'm telling you, because when they brought me back in the second time, I felt so calm, cool, and collect.
Yeah.
I felt so real. I felt so authentic. I felt all the things I've been talking about. I felt it. So when I got on set, it was like, yo, this is what I saw. This is how I feel about this cat. Yo, they ain't gonna make. And it was just rolling out.
Yeah.
You do have to clean it up. Like
Yeah.
you can't talk slang all the time because people, you ask. You can't say ask because people are like, man, it ain't ask, dog. It ain't ASS. No, it's ask. Right? And I get it. You have to you have to clean some things up. But you also have to still be you and real. And
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable as it should be when you go into on set. Like these are things that are not, talking on TV, live TV in front of millions of people is not something I thought I was gonna do when I finished playing baseball.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't go to
We
school
got
for
20
this.
seconds. Like I ain't mean to cut you off, but this is
No,
really
I'm good.
good.
I was done.
But we got 15 seconds. I just want to tell everybody, thank you for getting on here. Thank you again, Cliff, for making
Man.
this happen, bro. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Love
All
all
right.
day, every day.
Love, Life After Sports podcast. Be easy.
But